So here we are. Welcome back, and what a special occasion this is. We have the first ever polo match being held here at this brand new ground, La Magdeleine, ground number 1. And La Magdeleine, they will be playing in the opening game at their new ground. They play Los Dragones Bleu. La Magdeleine, you see out there. Tito Ruiz Guineazú for number 4. My name is John Kent. I'm delighted to be here commentating this second game of the day with you exclusively live on Polo Line TV. We saw earlier on Brittany Polo Club look very convincing in their opening day victory against Saint-Mem. But look at this setting here for La Magdaleine's opener, and what a time this is for Alexandre Garesse. We've seen him playing the last couple of years in the UK. He made a real statement this year, getting to the quarterfinalists alongside Pablo McDonough. They've also gone far in the Queen's Cup. Now, what can they do in the Open de France? So the two lineups, La Magdeleine to go through first. Alexandre Garesse off naught goals. Elena Venot, what a chance this is for one of the world's top female players. 1 goal in mixed handicaps, 7 goals in the female game. Facundo Fernandez Llorente, 8 goals. Tito Ruiz Guineazú off 7. Los Dragones Bleu, Nacho Kennedy off 5. Jota Chavan off 5 as well. Nico Chulo Corte-Marana off 5 and Alex Sarkman off 1. Your two umpires out there, Henry Fisher, Ben Turner. Third man is Rafael Silva. 5 chuckers in this Open de France game. And you see there Alexandre Garesse in the number 1 save. His first ever game being surrounding here at La Magdeleine. Number 2, you see there, like I say, Elena Venot. 7 goals in the ladies format of the game, 1 goal in the mixed. Do follow us on social media. You see there Pepe Hege in the background there. Polo Line OK on Instagram, Polo Line Int on Facebook, Polo Line on Twitter or X, and Polo Line OK on TikTok. It was great to see so many of you joining us on Facebook during that first game of the day, the opener, in which Brittany Polo Club joined Talandrakas, Esso and Emlor as victory in their opening games of this French Open. 18 teams here competing for this French Open. The host club just outside of Paris, Chantilly, is where we will be for much of the tournament, but been delighted to be at Saint-Mem earlier on in the day. And here at La Magdeleine, they are in the white shirts. Los Dragones Bleu in the blue, and they look to get running straight away. And it's there with Kennedy. Kennedy now running hard, going back there. In defence is Llorente, but it's there with Kennedy with the under the neck shot, but it just goes wide to the left-hand side. Big early chance there for the team in blue, but unable to get the early score. Kennedy so quick running to goal. 5-goal player, Ignacio Kennedy. But coming back onto the line now will be Guineazú. Guineazú just with the tap, sends it in play, looking to see if he can find a runner, but meeting it there was Chavan, looking for Chulo Corto Madera. Madera now just takes it up to the inside there of Venot. Venot beat it for speed. Corte Madera with the under the neck shot, and it is all Los Dragones Bleu here in these opening exchanges. You see there Fernandez Llorente and Guineazú just having a look there at each other. Hasn't quite gone to plan straight away in these early exchanges. Now what can Guineazú do? Oh, he made a bit of a meal of that one there, got left behind, looking to turn around and apply the pressure there straight away on him, but Guineazú this time does manage to come away with it. Guineazú being watched closely there by both Chavan and Kennedy. Kennedy just forcing, sorry no, Chavan forcing Fernandez Llorente out, but Fernandez Llorente has made his way down the ground using there the knot, and Garesse there as the blocker. Still here now with Fernandez Llorente. Llorente now with the tap. He's being chased every step away by Kennedy. Kennedy pushing hard as it falls now for Elena Venot. Venot playing in her first French Open, looking to take on the defender there in Corte Madera, but it's left behind. Picked up again by Fernandez Llorente. Sticks in the air, and the umpires have blown the first whistle of the game. So Tito Ruiz Guineazú just got a little bit stuck on the back line, and Fernandez Llorente took it down the length, and you see there clearly It was Alex Sarkman just coming in there, drawing the whistle, and it's going to be penalty 2, 30-yard shot. And looks like it's going to be Tito Ruiz-Guiñazú, 7-goal player, just having a chat there with Facundo Fernandez Llorente, and Guiñazú will come round to take. Guiñazú always hit it wide to the left-hand side. We saw a few of those close penalties missed earlier on in the game. So not the most confident of starts, it must be said, by Guiñazú. So, Corti Merena sends it out to the right-hand side, looking to see if he could find Kennedy, but taking Kennedy out is Fernandez Llorente. Given back now to Guiñazú, but still fighting hard there is Kennedy. Chavan, he pops in there for his side. Left behind though, and picked up now again by Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente now taking on a trio of Los Dragones Blue players, but he's been driven out all the way there by Corti Merena, as it's still here again with Fernandez Llorente, spinning it back round, tapping it in the air. In comes Sarkman. Sarkman gets a little bit of a tap on the ball, but stolen away again by Guiñazú, looking for the knot on the turn, but reading it quickly there was Chavan. Chavan sends it out wide right, and picked up here again by Guiñazú. Now the pressure all is coming from the white of La Magdeleine. Picked up though by Kennedy. Kennedy scoops it left, then turns back right. He's got Fernandez Llorente behind him. Fernandez Llorente, no touch on the ball, and it breaks away now for Sarkman. Sarkman sends the ball out to the left-hand side, looking to see if he could find a runner. Eventually taken out the play, and it's going to be here with Guiñazú. Coming up close to him there is Chulo Corti Merena, but it's still there with Tito Ruiz-Guiñazú, just dances a circle there, uses Fernandez Llorente as the blocker. Fernandez Llorente says go on Guiñazú, go on down the ground. It's going to be picked up now by Fernandez Llorente. Oh, he went for everything there, did Kennedy, came away with nothing. Still there with Fernandez Llorente to the right hand side now of Chavan. Fernandez Llorente with the neck shot wide to the right hand side, fighting his way up towards the goal mouth, unable to score. And it will be Los Dragones Blue with the ball in the back line. Both sides putting on a lot of pressure in this first of our 5 chukkers, but unable to trouble the scorers to this point. As it is here now with Corti Merena. Sends it wide to a right-hand side, looking to see if he could find Chavan, but there first will be Guiñazú. The open backhand played by Guiñazú. It's going to be picked up though here by Fernandez Llorente. He gives show and tell to the right-hand side now of Kennedy. There as well at the back is Chule Corti Merena. Corti Merena, he just waits. It goes out the back and picked up again by Chavan, and is found now by Chulo. Corti Merena now takes a run of a ball, looking to take on Tito Ruiz-Guiñazú, who goes back with his man, but Corti Merena looks to have gone here with the drive down the ground. He's got the pace, and look at the speed of this counter-attack now by the number 3 for Los Dragones Blue. It's Chulo Corti Merena with the shot too close to the back line, but he manages to keep it in play, and it goes round the other side. I'm still not sure it's gone out. Eventually it does just go wide to the left-hand side. What a run that was. We've seen so much fast attacking polo in these opening days of this French Open. Check out the highlight reel on the Instagram page of Polo Line from an amazing goal by Facundo Sola yesterday, the MVP of that first game. The umpires are just confirming here what side of the goal mouth the ball went out of play on. Maybe even that he went through his own goal when he came back on. Umpires just clarifying a couple of things. Played under the HPA rules here. Those who watched the Gold Cup as part of our collaboration with Calgary Polo earlier on in the year, they would have seen both these umpires, Ben Turner and Henry Fisher, part of the HPA stable of umpires officiating. So we just wait and see what the outcome is, and I think they're just going to let their Chulo Nico Corti Merena make his way off the field of play after that run. It's been a very fast opening to this game. So as I said, 4 games already played here in the French Open. We saw a couple of big victories yesterday. Esso in Tedaloo. What a first game of the tournament that was. winning the game 12 goals to 11 off the back of 10 goals off their 7-goal MVP Facundo Sola. Talent Trackers, biggest win of the tournament so far, 15 goals to 6. They beat Shokomoli. Juan Martin Zabia, the star of the show out there, for Edward Carmignac and his Talent Trackers side. Los Dragones Rouge, the co-team of this, they were defeated in their opening game against Emlor. But back to the action here, and it's going to be Ginizu. Sends it out wide right, looking for Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente now under pressure straight away there from Kennedy. Kennedy forces Fernandez Llorente to the left-hand side, and they're looking to go again. Both sides really looking to put the pressure on, and look at the eye there of Fernandez Llorente. He was looking for Venoa, but it's just left short, and it's going to be Ginizu again. Ginizu, the tail backhand, looking for Fernandez Llorente on the run. Now look for Elena Venoa, making her way down the ground, calling for the pass, but Fernandez Llorente, he keeps it close, looks to take on Chavan. Chavan was drawn in, and he couldn't get a touch on the ball, so it's going to be Fernandez Llorente. Now looking to take on Kennedy as well. Fernandez Llorente reaches behind him, hits the next shot, stays in play, deflecting off the pony, and somehow Fernandez Llorente keeps control as well. Ginizu takes away the waiting Hota Chavan as Fernandez Llorente just brings play down to a standstill, using Ginizu as a blocker. The umpire's happy for play to continue. In comes Chavan, big bump and a ride off. He had to meet it there, Corti Moreno, and he did just that, and now looks to bring it away. In comes Ginizu with the open backhand. Eventually the umpires do pull the play back. And as we go right into the closing stages of this first chukker, we have a look at the instant replay. It was good play there by Corti Moreno. I think the umpire's trying to play advantage. Elena Venoa just came across in front of him as the umpires take the ball down to the center of the ground. So no score in this opening chukker so far, but plenty of good action, plenty of goal mouth opportunities, and it's going to be a penalty from the center of the ground. Corti Moreno, he will be the man just to stay over it. Kennedy and Chavan. Chavan, the long-time pro of this Los Dragones outfit. Leaving penalty duties here for Giulio Corti Moreno. Long drive down the ground, looking to see if he can put the pressure. Look at the amount of space that one has gone down the ground on, but Ginizu just watches it. It does stay in play in the end. Tito Ginizu spinning it back around now. Has a look down the ground to see where Venoa's gone. It's still here though with Ginizu to the left-hand side of Kennedy, who closes down his space very quickly, forced back onto the near side. Ginizu now getting his eye in this game. He's got Fernandez Llorente behind him. Caresse out in front. Is it still here now with Tito Ruiz? Ginizu taking on Chavan. Chavan has no line on the play, so in there in defense instead comes Kennedy. Kennedy making life very difficult here, and they're going to have a big chance here right at the end of this opening chukker as Hota Chavan just taps it left, then goes right. He had a bit of space to the left, but chooses to go the scenic route. Now taking on Ginizu again. Big defensive play by Ginizu. The umpires say play on for the time being, and they do eventually blow their whistle. I'm not sure if that could well be the end of this first chukker. We'll wait to see whether the bell or the whistle was first. We have a look there. In went Ginizu. The umpires let that one go. Turning round onto it was Fernandez Llorente. And that was the point that the umpires did blow the whistle. But either way, that will be the end of the first chukker. And we are scoreless here. Both sides giving everything on the second day, the second game of the French Open. We're here at La Magdeleine, the opening game at this beautiful new ground.
la passion. La compétence. L'exclusivité. Le choix dans chaque détail. Le goût des dépassements des soi, du challenge. L'attrait pour la compétition, dans ce qu'elle a de plus noble. L'esprit d'équipe pour atteindre un objectif commun. Autant de valeurs que Engelfögers partage avec l'univers du polo. Et autant de valeurs que nos conseillers Engelfögers défendent chaque jour sur leur terrain d'expertise. Être à votre écoute, vous accompagner et vous satisfaire, c'est notre challenge en chaque instant.
So we're back here. That wonderful Hawkeye view of La Magdeleine. Horses grazing out there in the background. Great season over in England, their first year playing in the Gold Cup at County Park Polo Club. We'll just have a look at the decision, which we saw right at the end of the first chukker. They let the backhand from Tito Ruiz Guinezu. The umpire's happy with that one, turning onto the line for Facundo Fernandez Llorente. That was the decision the umpires gave. So there's going to be a penalty 5B. Do keep in action. I've mentioned a couple of times the British Open that we covered. We've obviously been out in Spain as well. We were in Deauville just last week, in Stade as well. All of that action can be seen on our brand new app, the Polo Line app. Make sure you get it on Google Play and on the App Store as well. So Guinezu looking to get going here now. Tito Ruiz Guinezu goes to the right-hand side of Chavan. Chavan had the line of the ball. Spins it back round in front of Guinezu. The umpire's happy as Hotta Chavan brings it back round. Leaves the ball behind. Here, though, for him is his teammate Kennedy. Kennedy looking to take on now Guinezu again. Guinezu fighting so hard early on in the second chukker. Got the little backhand, but it's picked up now by Corti Medina. Corti Medina sends it long, wide, right, looking to see if he can find the runner there in either of Sarkman or Kennedy, but reading it quickly where was Tito Ruiz Guinezu again. Plenty of action here for the 7-goaler, Tito Ruiz Guinezu and Facundo Fernandez Llorente. One of the real stars of the season in Europe so far this year, Facundo Fernandez Llorente, a player with a real future ahead of him. He's 8 goals now, as it now goes to the right-hand side, looking to take on Corti Medina again, and it's going to be Facundo Fernandez Llorente with the drive, about 70 yards from goal, but it's just gone wide to the left-hand side again. Big chance there for Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Sent the goal shot, so it remains with both sides putting on a lot of pressure, but scoreless. Just a couple of minutes played here in this second of our 5 chukkers. Ooh, in came there Fernandez Llorente. Just for a second, you wondered whether he might just steal the ball off there. Corti Medina, who now runs down the ground. Elena Venot now looking to come in and put the pressure on. What a moment this is for Elena Venot, one of 3 polo-playing sisters who's won the female version of the French Open a couple of times already. Now it's her turn in the mixed level, but the shot down the ground by, I think it was Kennedy, just goes wide for right-hand side. So they continue to exchange blows. But those goalmouth scores just proving elusive for the time being. Guinezu comes into play. Ooh, against the pony there of the waiting Kennedy, but he just got it again there, did Guinezu. And now comes Chavan. Chavan putting the pressure on there with Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Watch to see where Guinezu goes. Guinezu's coming back to help his teammate out. You'd imagine there's going to be a little flick backhand, which you see just coming in there. Found now by Tito Ruiz Guinezu again. Looks to open up the ground. He's being chased now by both of Corti Medina and Kennedy as the long pass goes to the ground. It's Elena Venot. She's got away. Elena Venot with the approach shot picks up the bounce of the ball, but just left behind. In comes Sarkman. Sarkman with the big open backhand. Turning first though is Alexandre Gares and just draws a whistle from the umpires just for a second. The goal beckoned. What a bounce on the ball. Unlucky there for Elena Vernot. The open backhand played to clear it round. Eventually there was a whistle on the play. Both sets of players just being explained there, the decision on which way it's going. So a lot of whistle in the opening game of the day, including seeing Matias Gonzalez being sent off the field to play for a couple of minutes as well in Brittany's big victory earlier, led by a very, very impressive performance by Santos Iriarte, a one-goal player, MVP in that game. So 40-yard penalty. And a big chance here for Genezu. 30-yarder penalty too. This time he makes no mistake. He missed one early on in this game, but his eye's in now. And Tito Ruiz Genezu from the 30-yard spot, he gets the first goal of this contest and the first goal at this beautiful setting here at La Magdeleine. And the home side, they lead this game 1-0. Los Dragones Bleu need to come back. The ball goes back in play on. It's out the back of the line out, and that's going to give Fernandez Llorente the opportunity to run past here. Kennedy's going back quick, but look at the speed of Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Just left the ball behind as he got going. Elena Vernot, she's going to be able to come in there in front of Sarkman. Just sends the ball into a pony of Chavan. Spinning back round, getting a touch in there was Fernandez Llorente there now with Elena Vernot. Vernot with the touch, looking to go to the left-hand side there of Chavan. Facundo Fernandez Llorente with the finishing touches on the near side scores the goal. It was good work done by Elena Vernot right in front of the goal, but it's Facundo Fernandez Llorente with the final touch. It was Chavan coming back in defence and just snuck there in between Chavan and Corti Marana, and Facundo Fernandez Llorente makes it 2-0. La Magdeleine starting to get into a groove here. There is another game to play today in the French Open. It's not going to be streamed for you, but do check out, like I say, the app earlier and the website to see between Eternal J and Jolly Roger. That game also being played in this group. As it's brought round now, turned round here by Corti Medana. Medana sends the ball down the ground. Taking away Kennedy is Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente comes away with the ball as well, and suddenly they got an overlap, but Kennedy didn't let him out of his sights, and it's picked up here now by Corti Medana again. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy now in between Vernot and Fernandez Llorente. Picked up now by Fernandez Llorente, getting the bounce on the ball in front of Kennedy, and Corti Medana spins it back round, looks to take it down the boards now, just toys with that ball, bouncing there in between Chavan and Kennedy. Still going big there is Facundo Fernandez Llorente, but taken away on the near side now. The open backhand played by Chavan, looking to see if he can find Sarkman on the turn. Sarkman just carries it down the ground, but it's only gone as far here as Fernandez Llorente to the left-hand side of Kennedy. Now looking to take on Chavan. He's in between the two of them. Fernandez Llorente now just urging his horse on. He's taking on Corti Medana. Fernandez Llorente, what a score that is. He went in between the Los Dragones Blue defense, just split them down the middle, and the goal is scored, and a quick second goal in as many minutes for Fernandez Llorente, and the 8-goal player really beginning to take control of this game now. They lead 3-0. Still over a minute to go here in our second of our 5 chukkers. Day 2 of the Open de France. We're here at La Magdeleine. As the players line up, ball goes back in play. Picked up now, taken to the left-hand side again by Fernandez Llorente. Behind him there is Genezu. Genezu sends it back. Look for Elena Vernot. She's gone down the ground, calling for a pass, but she was stopped before Fernandez Llorente could get it away. The tail backhand hit there by Corti Medana. Picked up now by Kennedy, and Kennedy is gone. He's got Garesse going back with him. As it's here now with Nacho Kennedy. Just reaches out behind him. Couldn't read the bounce on the ball. And Genezu hopes that it stays in play, and it does. Just watches it onto the end of his stick. Uses Fernandez Llorente adds the blocker on one. He gets past for second himself, but Chavan never gave up the chase, but eventually picking it up there is Alexandre Gares, passing the ball straight back to his 8-goal captain, Fernandez Llorente. Now in between both Kennedy and Corti Medina. Still here now with Fernandez Llorente. Looks to go around the outside again. Corti Medina though was strong in defence, but the umpires didn't like the angle of the ride-off. The whistle's been blown. Great attacking play the last few minutes here. You see Fernandez Llorente, he kept it close. Corti Medina claiming there that Fernandez Llorente still had to play on the near side. The umpires say otherwise, explaining the decision to Jota Chavan. But it's going to be a penalty. Wonder whether it'll be a penalty for, or maybe further up still in favour of La Magdeleine. Los Dragones Bleu, they had a good campaign over in Deauville just prior to coming here. Tournament, of course, being hosted at Chantilly, but here at La Magdeleine for today. It does look like it's going to be a penalty too, so big chance here again for Guineazou, who's going to score one of these to get the scoring underway for the team in white. So it will be Guineazou coming round to take. So Guineazou with the 30-yard penalty, the little half swing, easy as you like, undefended. And the way that Guineazou now just slowing down to a walk, we're running out of time. That will be the last shot of this second chukker as he just comes up to it, mindful of that first one which went wide to the left-hand side. Makes no mistake, his second goal of the chukker, goal number 4 for La Magdeleine, and they lead us here right at the end of the second chukker. 4 unanswered goals in the second period of play. 2 open goals, field goals by Fernandez Llorente, just to go with the 2 30-yarders by Tito Ruiz Guineazou, and La Magdeleine lead Los Dragones Bleu 4-0. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back here as we move towards the third chukker. Just have a look there at Alexandre Gares. riding round on this beautiful home turf of La Magdeleine. Big thank you, of course, to all of our sponsors here who make this possible. Clanova, you see on the screen there. But the story of the game. The first chukker, so even, so tight. A lot of close opportunities by both sides, but the score was not troubled. We went into the second chukker, 0 goals apiece, and then La Magdeleine, they ran away with it in that second chukker. 2 goals by Facundo Fernandez Llorente, sandwiched by a 30 either side by Tito Ruiz Guineazú. 4 goals to 0, 2 goals each for the two main players at the back for La Magdeleine. So now comes Garesse just got a little touch on the ball, finds Guineazú. The two greys come together. Look at that as Tito Ruiz Guineazú just takes on Kennedy. Kennedy forced Guineazú into the hit as it goes out to the left-hand side. Now looking for Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente just goes into tap. Goes to the right-hand side of Chavan. We're seeing a lot of these 4 players close together in this game so far. As it's here now with Guineazú. Oh, look at that. Guineazú finds Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Veno, she was taken away the player, but he couldn't quite get through that far. As it's here now again with Chavan. Chavan sends it out to the left-hand side. Kennedy calls through a pass. Facundo Fernandez Llorente had to be quick to it, and he was. He looks behind him. Tells Guineazú to take away the player. As it's here now with Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente spins back round, grabs it, appeals to a foul. The umpires have a look, and it goes up over the boards, but I think the whistle will have gone earlier. As it's here still, you see, turning round there was Facundo Fernandez Llorente, just manipulating a little bit of space for himself, got the line. Los Dragones Blue continuing to tell the umpires exactly the way in which they think these decisions should be going. But they will be left frustrated by this one. It's going to be another penalty for La Magdeleine, and a little bit of indiscipline beginning to creep into the play of the blue shirts in this third chukker. As Tito Ruiz Guineazú, for 230 scored, 130 missed right at the beginning of this game, has a chance now from the 60-yard mark. So Tito with the 60 drives it long, high up through the center of the goal. Tito Ruiz Guineazú, he gets his 3rd goal of the game, and it is now 5 goals to 0 in favor of La Magdeleine. And that was a beautiful penalty taken there by Guineazú. 7-goal player Tito Ruiz Guineazú, very successful again all over Europe at these kind of levels here in this French Open. And La Magdeleine, one of the favourites going into the tournament, and you're seeing just why here. Big bump and a ride off there by Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente then just leaves the ball behind and picked up now by Corti Medina. Medina leaves the ball behind, picked up now by Chavan, but I think Nico Corti Medina has just asked for a little bit of a break, because we have a look here on the instant replay. You see there, he just took control of the ball. In came Guineazú, and I think his bit has gone into the side there of Chulo Corti Medina. No intention on it. Smiles on their face there, both Fernandez Llorente and Corti Medina. It looks like he's just holding his right hand there. That looks like where the knock took place. That's Henry Fisher there, the umpire. Just telling the players where this ball is going to be dropped, and looks like it's going to go in favour of Los Dragones Bleu. As we have another look at the instant replay there. Fernandez Llorente couldn't quite reach behind him, picked up there by Corti Medina, and just, the horse's head there of Tito Ruiz Guineazú just getting caught. And it's going to be penalty 5B to be taken here. He just loosens up that right hand that he was holding after that small collision between the two. Corti Medina, that's a long drive on the ball, looking to see if he can find one of his teammates. He's found Chavan, who takes it up the air, now looks to take on Tito Guineazú. Guineazú is back there in defence and just forces the ball over the line. So close again there. We've seen a couple of times from the centre spot. Nico Corti Medina send the ball long up to the front, but unable to convert. So coming on for play, taking it into the left-hand side is Tito Ruiz Guineazú. Sends it out left, looking for Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente couldn't quite get connection on the ball. He was looking for Elena Vernot, who'd gone down the ground. Picked up now by Chavan. Vernot comes straight back into it. Gets the hook. Look at that play there by the number 2, Elena Vernot. 1 goal and more than that there as she just takes the ball away from Chavan. Now gives it to Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente looking now to take on Chavan. Chavan coming back with Fernandez Llorente. The 2 captain armbands coming together as it goes long, looking for Vernot. Vernot beaten to it for speed there by Kennedy. Got the tail, but they've still got a lot of defending to do here as through the play will come Facundo Fernandez Llorente. The little golf chip down towards the goal, but it goes wide to the right-hand side. Unable to convert this time round. Have a look there at the angle. He didn't quite get the clean connection on it. Facundo Fernandez Llorente looks up at the stick helmet. So they come back on for play. Sent long there by Corti Medina. This time they keep it a little bit closer. Chavan looks to run. Hot to Chavan to the right-hand side there of both Garese and Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente coming back quickly there with Hot to Chavan. Chavan still with the ball underneath the pony's belly, but it's just left short and picked up here now by Tito Ruiz Guineazú. Guineazú still out there on this beautiful grey pony. Tito Ruiz Guineazú dummies it and goes to the right-hand side. Now called for a tail backhand by Facundo Fernandez Llorente. The 2 read each other so well as Fernandez Llorente now opens up the ground. He's got past 1. Can he get past Kennedy as well? Kennedy's coming back quickly as it's still there with Facundo Fernandez Llorente, but stolen away by Kennedy. Takes it out the air, plays a little bit of tennis on US Open Fortnite here as it's still here with Kennedy. Kennedy in between there, Fernandez Llorente and Guineazú. The pressure of the 2 main players at the back, but it's left behind by Fernandez Llorente. Across comes Alexander Sarkman. Sarkman with the long drive up towards the goal. Back in defence is Guineazú under pressure from Kennedy, but a great near side backhand played by Tito Guineazú. But look again, comes Corti Medina. Corti Medina with the next shot towards the goal. Took it up the air and a wonderful finish there by Chulo Corti Medina. Scores a goal for his side. And Los Dragones Bleu, they are on the blue and the board, and they're on it emphatically as well. Great shot under pressure from Elena Vernot as well. But scored the goal. The goal is scored. 5-1. La Magdeleine now lead. So players come back to the centre of the ground. Umpires will just wait for that gap to form and thrown back in. Picked up here now by the player at the back. Here is Tito Ruiz Guineazú. Ruiz Guineazú with the drive down to the left-hand side. Who's going to get there first? It's going to be here now with Corti Medina. Oh, stolen away. The 2 players came together and Facundo Fernandez Llorente, he left Nico Corti Medina standing. Facundo Fernandez Llorente up the air once, twice. Oh, it's wide to the right-hand side. Great play going back there by Corti Medina. He got beaten, all ends up on the board there. Facundo Fernandez Llorente just looked behind, but relentless defence there by Corti Medina. And that last goal shot just missed, sent it wide. It's Blue. Lost Dragones Bleu, I should say, out here in the French Open. Ooh, they made a little bit of a meal of that one, and Facundo Fernandez Llorente swoops in there with the help there of Elena Venot, but is just left behind. Coming into it now is Kennedy. Kennedy, can they get this ball clear? Look at Elena Venot still just fighting in there. She gives it back to Facundo Fernandez Llorente. A quartet of players surround him and is brought away by one of them in Hotter Chavan. Chavan takes it now out towards the boards. Clearing away the knot for him there is Corti Medana. So now Chavan can just take it into a little bit of space. We're right in the closing stages of this first half. Can they make it 5-2 and just begin to eat into this lead? Not if they pass it like that, as the tail backhand hit by Tito Ruiz Guineazú on the turn first will be, or stolen, I was going to say it was Facundo Fernandez Llorente, was stolen just for a second by Kennedy, but it's back now again with Fernandez Llorente under pressure from Corti Medana. Kennedy and Guineazú, they're not far away as Facundo Fernandez Llorente, wonderful play there by Fernandez Llorente, giving it back now to Tito Ruiz Guineazú, fighting hard with him. Every step away was Corti Medana. Getting there again was Fernandez Llorente. Elena Venot, can she get the finishing touches? Venot with the tap, scoops out. Oh, I think she's just sent it wide for right-hand side. This goal is leading a charmed lifestyle at the moment. So close there, Elena Venot. And that will be the end of the first half. They couldn't stretch it clear to 6-1. But La Magdeleine, they will go into the tent. Facundo Fernandez Llorente, the star of the show so far, just having a chat with Elena Venot. She's been doing a lot of hard work for her teammates. And they lead 5-1.
Well, you know, I finished my season early the first week in August and I go away on holiday and I want to keep playing, so it was a great opportunity to come to Chantilly and play this 16 goal. I was talking to Ali Muzio last year at the end of the season and he said he was coming and it was great here, and it is, it's fantastic, the fields are fantastic and the organisation, it's been really good. Exactly. I think we came here to experience different polo, playing different people, and we turned out for the teams meeting. We got the same umpires, but never mind. But no, it's been good. I think it's good to play different people, different teams, in different places, as opposed to, you know, the season in England. We seem to get drawn against the same teams, so it's been really good. Yeah, well, you know, we came with 3/4 of our team from England playing the 15 goal, where we won the Victor Lodorum once again 3 years in a row. So that was a great team effort. And with Matt Perry, you know, he's very experienced, playing the high goal. An all-English team, I thought it would be great. And the team we played against got into the final of Deauville. And so, you know, they're a very strong team. They've played together for probably 6 games now. So it's good effort. Yeah, you know what, it's lovely to have Nacho. Nacho and I have been playing together, as I say, you know, 22 years now. And to have him coaching us is great. Have him around the team is fantastic. It's all good fun. And he's just really part of the family. You come, you win some, you lose some, but as long as you enjoy it and you put your heart into it and play, then that's what it's all about.
So we are at the halfway point of our second game of the day here in France at the French Open. This is the story of that first half. La Magdeleine, 2 field goals for them, 3 penalties, just for 1 field goal for Los Dragones Bleu. 4 throw-ins, 1 by La Magdeleine, 3 by Los Dragones Bleu. Very even. Fouls committed, not too many so far. No safeties, no yellow cards. A pretty clean opening couple of chukkers, and especially that first chukker where it did end 0 goals apiece. That was not for lack of action and attacking intent. It's been great to see this player here, Facundo Fernandez Llorente. He's been one of the breakout stars of the European season this year. And he got 2 goals himself from the open play in that second chuck. You see where they stretched to that 4-goal lead. And then a trio of penalties, 2 30s and a beautiful 60 hit by his teammate Tito Ruiz-Genezu. And the work that those two do together is going to be really something to behold as this tournament continues. Up until the middle of September, we're here in France. The final will take place over at Chantilly Polo Club de Chantilly, the hosts of the 23rd French Open. 18 teams here competing, and we've seen some good ones, some star players from so many different nationalities. Tito Ruiz-Genezu really grew into the game. I want to watch the first minute or so of that game again. He did just take a bit of time to get going here. So we have a look at another one of our sponsors here, eMobility, supplier and partner official of Roda Polo. Gonna say this French Open going up through until the 17th of September. So many of the games will be broadcast live for you on Polo Line TV. We're delighted to be here. But it's not long until we also start turning attention to Argentina. September the 12th, we get underway with the first tournament. We will be there for the Jockey Club Open Copa Thai Polo, starting on September 12th through until the final there on the 23rd as well. It's been a really great season, though, in Europe. Do check out that app that we've mentioned a couple of times for Polo Line Live, for TV app. Available on Google Play and on the iOS App Store. So as the players vote back on the field of play, La Magdeleine way out in front for the time being, but you've seen times Nacho Kennedy in particular in the number 1 shirt, he stretches the play so well. Just need to convert a couple more of those chances. We saw Los Dragones Rouge, Sam Sarkman playing yesterday. They came unstuck. We heard from Spencer McCarthy, the patron of MLaw, at the halfway point. It was a tight game right until the end against Los Dragones Rouge. Now Los Dragones Bleu and Alex Sarkman, they are under pressure. So apologies about that, just a slight stream issue here out in France. as it's picked up here now and brought round by Los Dragones Bleu. As we were saying, they need to really start making an imprint into this game. It's here now with Corti Morena. Corti Morena takes it there in between Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Elena Venot, she's coming in, putting the pressure on. Left now for Chavan. The team beginning to get flowing here in hand side. Still now with Chavan. In comes Guineazou. Guineazou fighting hard there in Fernandez Llorente, and this is where the team in white have really dominated proceedings today. You see Fernandez Llorente with Elena, brought away now by Chavan. Venot and Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Left now behind him here with Corti Morena on the grey pony. Just takes it to the right hand side there of Elena Venot. Still fighting hard, but it's brought now up a little bit further. Now he's got to take on Facundo Fernandez Llorente, the 8-goal player for La Magdeleine, making life difficult, but he's managed to get to the right hand side. Great play here, patient play, and can he be clinical as well as he sends it long up towards the goal. He hasn't found the accuracy, but it's going to stay in play as Alexandre Garesse just brings it wide to the left hand side. Out now comes Tito Ruiz Guineazou with possession for his side. Behind him there is Chavan, still Guineazou. Tail backhand played, brought round now, and here will come Kennedy. Good pressure early on in this second half. They need to get a goal out of this attack, though, you feel, just to make the momentum count. As it's still here now with Kennedy. He leaves the ball and picked up now by Chavan. Chavan taking on Elena Venot again, but Venot, she's done well, but stolen off her eventually by Corti Morena again. Chulo Corti Morena, he brings it round. He goes to the left-hand side of Guineazou. Guineazou getting in the way here now with Chavan. Chavan, he can't make it count either. In there comes Guineazou as now all the players come into a mound together. Sarkman having a look at the umpires. I think eventually the umpires blew a whistle on the play. Guineazou asking if it was him. We'll try and dig it out there. Guineazou, I think maybe that's what they blew. He reached across under the neck of about 4 horses there. Tito Ruiz Guineazou was hoping the umpires wouldn't spot it, but spot it they did. And it's going to be a penalty shot, and this is exactly what Los Dragones Bleu needed at the beginning of this 4th chukker. 5 chukkers in this 16-goal tournament, so still plenty of time. So Corti Morena coming round, take this penalty, penalty 2, easy as you like, lovely stroke there by Nico Corti Morena. We said they needed a goal, and they get just that as they come back to the centre of the ground. He gets his 2nd goal of the game, his team's 2nd goal of the game, to go with that wonderful field goal earlier. Have a watch out for that one on the highlight reel post-game. Do engage with us on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, and TikTok, as it's here now with Kennedy. Big moment of play coming up in this game now. Can they close the gap to the 2 goals? Kennedy with the drive. Oh, it's taken out the air. Somehow Facundo Fernandez Llorente just popped that one out the air. Venot, she's got to get the hook, but Chavan was just a little bit too quick. But Venot, she kept on going. Great defensive play, and it's Fernandez Llorente who clears it back round. But it's good pressure now coming from the team in blue, but it just fell there for Guineazou. Guineazou, lovely backhand into the open space, looking for Fernandez Llorente. Look how Elena Venot just takes away the player to give Facundo Fernandez Llorente the time to tap the ball up, and he's got 3 of them with him now. Venot, she's doing some good work. Left now for Guineazou. Venot, she comes in on the near side, sends the ball down, but there in defence is Sarkman. Sarkman gives it to Kennedy. The tail backhand played, but is picked up again by Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Gets the little touch on the stick there of Kennedy, and that was enough just to stop him in his tracks as Kennedy goes in between Elena Venot and Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente scoops it round on the near side. Across there came Sarkman. And it was Fernandez Llorente just claiming for that line as we have a look here on the instant replay. Was a tempting one for Sockman to come in, but it's going to go in favour of La Magdeleine. Looks like it's going to be a penalty for 60-yard shot, so a chance here just to put a bit of comfort again for La Magdeleine. So Facundo Fernandez Llorente, he's been the player doing the damage from the open play, but it's Tito Ruiz Guineazú. He's been largely in charge of the penalties. And he's been pretty good apart from that one blotch early on in the game. So penalty for 60-yard shot. Tito Ruiz Guineazú. So 60-yard penalty. Umpire's having a look. Horse goes up to it beautifully there for Guineazú. He's got a great strike on it, but he knew straight away that that one was going left. So wide to the left-hand side of the goal mouth. So a sigh of relief there for Los Dragones Bleu. They've had some good moments here in this fourth chuck. If they could just close the gap just to 2, and then maybe even 1 going in to the final chuck, it's really game on again now. This is taken in there, sent out wide left by Corti Medana, looking to get Chavan on the way, but great play there by Elena Venot, making sure they can't get far first, but the backhand played by Kennedy, through comes Sockman on the near side, Garesse, great defensive play by Garesse, sending it back now for Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente goes in between a couple of Los Dragones Bleu players. The backhand hit, the umpire's happy for play to continue, and the team in blue now, they're gone. Now can Corti Medana get away? So I know that's Kennedy to the left hand side there of Fernandez Llorente, and in comes Fernandez Llorente, just bringing it away there from Kennedy. In comes Corti Medana, there as well is Sockman has a look to see where the runners are, just leaves the ball, taps it behind him now for Chavan taking his time, goes left, goes right, now takes on Guineazú. Coming back is Fernandez Llorente. Guineazú, he's there, on the tap is Kennedy, but bringing it away from all of them again is the 8-goal player Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Llorente now left the ball behind. In now comes Guineazú. They're just trying to get it out of their own 60 for the time being, and then they can think about the counter, which they're now on with Elena Venot. She sends the ball down the ground, but reading it quickly there was Corti Medana with the tail backhand. It's all blue at the moment. Across comes Garesse right there in front of the oncoming Jota Chavan. The umpires blowing a whistle on the play. So we have a look here. The tail backhand played beautifully there by Chulo Corti Medana. And Garesse just got caught for the speed on the turn by Chavan. Just apologising there to number 2, Jota Chavan. Good to see the horses fine to continue, but you imagine this is going to be a close penalty in favour of the blue shirts. So we're going to get this one right here in the closing stages of this fourth chukker. 5 goals to 3, that would make it. Still the whole period of play. Looking to see who joins the winners from day 1. Talon Drakkers, Carmignac, Hugo and Edouard playing together in this tournament. They had a big victory yesterday against Chocomoli Emlor. They beat Los Dragones Rouge in that opening game. The game of the tournament so far. Esso winning that one 12 goals to 11. All of that information can be found on our Polo Line TV app. Download the app on either Google Play. I'd imagine that's what they're all doing over there. Or on the App Store as well. The 23rd edition of the French Open, hosted by Chantilly Polo Club. And then lucky to have been, it was amazing to be at Saint-Meme earlier on in the day. That beautiful church. The shots we saw at the beginning of that game. And then here at La Magdeleine. Big chance here for Nico Corti Medana. Oh, he put plenty of power on it, but he knew straight away he'd sent it wide to the right-hand side. They really needed that one to go in, but they've just sent it wide right. So a couple of close penalties missed earlier on in the day as well, and we've seen 2 missed in this game. It's sent out wide now by Tito Ruiz-Guinness, who finding a game of space. Elena Venot, she makes her way down the ground. Facundo Fernandez Llorente takes his time. Guinezu comes in. Expect to see Fernandez Llorente now look to open up the field. Guinezu's taken 2 of them out, and that's given Facundo Fernandez Llorente all the time in the world just to tap the ball up towards the halfway line. We're about to hear the first buzzer go, but he did just leave it behind there. There now does go the first buzzer. It's still here now with Fernandez Llorente. Now he's got the chance to go around the outside of Corti Medina. Sent long by Fernandez Llorente. This one's going to go up close. Can Elena Venot get the score? Venot with the cut shot towards a goal. And she gets her first score in this French Open Championship. And what a moment that is for Elena Venot. 7 goals in the ladies' game. 1 out here in mixed. And what a finish that is by Elena Venot, one of the 3 Venot polo playing sisters. Scores for a goal, and her side now lead 6 goals to 2. And they may well look back at that moment. Los Dragones Bleu, they missed 30, and they go right back down the other end, concede. 6-2, La Magdeleine lead, 1 chucker left. As Bouty. Still yet to see the best of Bouty in this game as Matt Perry, he hits a ball for James Emlyn, and Emlyn, he's away, he takes a little glance behind him, and it's James Emlyn. He's got the green grass of Chantilly out in front of him. James Emlyn with the tap, with the score, and we're back tied again, and it's the opening goal.
Pourquoi 8 hommes sur 10 préfèrent le déodorant Men Expert Carbon Protect? Avec 3 fois plus d'actifs antitranspirants, il combat odeur, humidité, bactéries, traces et il sèche en un clin d'œil. Pour 48 heures de protection. Carbon Protect de L'Oréal Men Expert. Vous le valez bien.
So we're back quickly here for the 5th period of play. 6 goals to 2. That goal by Elena Venot, just putting 4 goals between them as we go into this final chuck, and we will look back at that moment as pivotal. The missed 30-yarder at the other end. They go down the other end and score the goal to spread them 4 clear. But they are going to have a chance here. Los Dragones Bleu. They get an early penalty in the line-out. Dropping it up on the 30-yard mark. It looks like they were clear through running at goal, so it's going to be another close penalty. Let's see whether Corti Medina steps back up. You'd imagine he will. He had a great penalty earlier on in the game, so he will brush off that last miss, come round, take the penalty here for his side. So it was a penalty free 40-yarder. Maybe that's what he needed. He needed the defending players coming across, because that was a beautiful penalty by Nico Corti Medina, Chulo Corti Medina, as he is known. The goal is scored. 6 goals to 3. Los Dragones Bleu. They needed a quick answer here in this 5th chucker, and they got one as well. So now Can they go down the other end? Find their way back into this. We shall see. Ball goes back in play. Out the back of the line now. Picked up here now by Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente takes it to the left-hand side. He's already scored 2 field goals in this game, and it's the green grass of the La Magdeleine ground in front of him. Oh, he's just left it behind. Vernocchi's there on the near side. Puts it back into the mixer, but somehow Los Dragones Bleu, they survive, and they come away now with Jota Chavan. Chavan has a look out in front of him. He's got runners to the right, runners to the left as well in Sarkman. Sarkman calling for the pass, but it's left short by Chavan. Vernocchi can't quite get there, so Chavan, he can go again. He sends it out to the left-hand side, looking for Sarkman. Sarkman just gets the ball now on the boards. Good play here by Sarkman, but beaten to it there by Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente and Tito Ruiz-Guiñazú looking to stay close together. They don't want to concede this next goal quickly here, and they may go down the other end and find the goal themselves, as it's Facundo Fernandez Llorente being chased hard every step of the way, and again it's left behind. Vernot with the shot down the ground. She went for the big pass. Maybe better off keeping it close initially, as it's picked up now by Kennedy. Kennedy spins it back round. It's end-to-end here, being played at Kennedy now of Tito Ruiz-Guiñazú. Tito Ruiz-Guiñazú just forces Kennedy back on himself. Good play there by Nacho Kennedy. In there comes Facundo Fernandez Llorente. The tap into the 60. The umpire's happy for play to continue. It was good work again by Elena Vernot just to give Fernandez Llorente the chance to come onto the ball, and brought clear now by Tito Guiñazú. Guiñazú running to the left-hand side of Kennedy. Kennedy looking to get back quickly with Tito Ruiz-Guiñazú, and he's done that and he's done more as he gets the tail backhand towards the boards. Picked up now by Fernandez Llorente. Restless stuff here in this 5th chukker, and the umpires have blown a whistle, and Facundo Fernandez Llorente, he can't believe it. As we have a look now at the instant replay, coming round there quick on the turn. Jota Chavan appealing for a foul, and the umpires agree. Facundo Fernandez Llorente left frustrated. Now, where is this ball going to be placed? They bypass the 5B and they take it down towards the 60. So, for the first time this afternoon, La Magdeleine under increasing amount of pressure here in this 5th period of play. It's going to be a penalty 4. It's going to be a 60. But suddenly get this, and there's just 2 goals separating these two sides. So big chance here then, and they really need Chulo Cortimerana. He just scored a great 40-yard penalty, hit the same one, and they'll be good from 60 as well. It had plenty of distance. Cortimerana, this time it's along the ground. Oh, it's off the post, and it's stayed out as well, but the umpires, have they said foul? No, they say play on. Jota Chavan thought he had the line, but it's cleared away. Keeping so cool, so calm right there in front of his own goal. And they're going to go down. Oh, no, it's left behind. It's on the near side there with Fernandez Llorente. Vernot, she calls her a pass down the ground. That's where Guiñazú, he looks. But closing down the angle there. So close there. Los Dragones Bleu, but it cleared off the goalpost. They're going to have to come again as the near side backhand played there by Chavan. Looking to see if he can set one of his players in motion up towards the attack, but it's picked up by Sarkman. Sarkman, he's got a runner out in front. Great play there by Alex Sarkman as it just goes up over halfway line. Left behind by Guiñazú. There is Kennedy. Just got a little bit messy there beneath his pony, as there now is Elena Vernot. No distance on the backhand, so Sarkman gets there again. The show and tell there against Fernandez Llorente. Nothing on the play as Guiñazú came in. They're just getting a bit rushed in defence here. They've got to survive this attack, and you feel they could be home and dry. And they're here now with Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente, the long drive down the ground. Los Dragones Bleu, they will come again, but that clock is ticking. We are over halfway past now this 5th chukker. The final chukker here, as it's here with Cortimerana. Cortimerana sends it out to the left-hand side. There first was Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Looking to get there is Elena Vernot, and look at that. She's given it straight to her 7-goal teammate, but they've been blown and stopped in their tracks. Just as they thought they were gone. We're going to go back to see what the decision of the umpires is here, Elena Venot just hanging round a little bit on that line as Corti Medina was coming down. So it's going to be a penalty shot. We'll see. The umpire's just going to have a chat and confirm that is indeed the case. They've got the third man in the grandstand. Remember, Rafa Silva. See that clock just flashing out in front of you. 3 minutes just over remain. A big decision here. There were two players in white just hovering around that line. It's a question of how much distance there was between them and the ball. Big decision here for the umpires to make. And it's going down the ground. It's going to be a penalty for Los Dragones Bleu. So they're not yet out of this game. The umpires will take it down. We'll see where they're going to place it. They were certainly gone down the ground. And it's going to be a penalty for 60-yard shot as we just have a look again there at another one of our sponsors for Flight, Polo and Travel. We mentioned already that the Argentine season is just around the corner. Pepe Hegui, one of the coaches here for La Magdalena, he of course, he will be there. So they're still in with a shout in this game, but they need here and number 3, Corti Medina. To come good here from the penalty for. Big moment here. Always horse hasn't helped him. So he sends it up high. He's got the distance. He's got the height, but he didn't have the all-important accuracy. So La Magdeleine, they're just hanging on in there as we have a look at this instant replay. The big lofted shot by Nico Corti Medina. Straight away there, you saw the umpires signaling wide right. So, La Magdeleine, it looks like they are going to be the team to join the victors from the opening couple of days so far. Los Dragones Bleu, they're not giving up. Garesse, though, time is in their favour, but they're spinning it back round. They've seen plenty that will keep them positive going forward in this tournament. Los Dragones Bleu, they just haven't quite been as clinical enough to keep the pressure on La Magdeleine. Now can Corti Medina change it here? On the near side, oh, he's got through the hook, and it's Nico Corti Medina with a shot towards the goal. Have I spoken too quickly? There's still 2 minutes of play remaining, and Nico Corti Medina with the broken stick as well. He just carved through that defence there once, twice, got through both Tita Ruiz-Guineazú and Elena Venot, and he found just waves, says give me gonna get back in this game for Los Dragones Bleu, but they need to get their skates on. 6 goals to 4. 4th goal of the game for the number 3. It's gone out the back of the lineup. There on the near side is Chavan. Puts it straight back up, looking for Kennedy, and it could well be a 1-goal game here. Nacho Kennedy being chased every step of the way by Garesse. They need this one. They're going to get it as well, and Kennedy has made it a 1-goal game. And suddenly, out of nowhere, Los Dragones Bleu have kept this one interesting going into a final minute. So the state of play, playing the HPA rules, if either side is winning when we hear the first buzzer go, that will be the end of the contest. If we're tied, we will play for 30 seconds and then go into overtime. And we have a full minute of play here. As the players now, La Magdeleine, they take their time. They're not going to rush. Don't give away a foul. They have been pegged back. Wind in at the sails of Los Dragones Bleu, but they came up there against Facundo Fernandez Llorente, who hits a backhand for Elena Venot, and this would secure the victory as Venot makes her way down the ground. Can't find the next shot, left it behind, and it's going to be Kennedy. There's going to be one more chance for Kennedy to send it into overtime. He takes it up towards the halfway line. It's Kennedy now. He's over the halfway line. It's Nacho Kennedy all on his own. He's got the man taken away, Fernandez Llorente. Great play by Corti Medina, and it's Kennedy, and would you believe it, it's 6 goals all, 3 goals in 2.5 minutes by Los Dragones Bleu, and La Magdeleine, they can't believe it, we can't believe it. It's 6 goals all and 2 quick goals by Kennedy is going to take us into overtime here, at least for 30 seconds at the end of a chukker. And they are shell-shocked, the team in white. They thought they had the win. I'd proclaimed a victory for them as well. As you see that clock ticking up, 15 seconds. We will play it here in this final chukker, and or will we get our second overtime of this tournament? They're hoping no. La Magdeleine, they going to run out of time. He's there on the near side. He's going to get healing for the foul. The umpires are going to have a look at this. They're going to have a look, but I think it's the end of the chukker. We are going into overtime. Would you believe it? 2.5 minutes to go. 6-3 was the score. I was saying it was victory for La Magdeleine. Los Dragones Bleu, they had other ideas, and we are all tied. 6 goals all, and we will be back for sudden death overtime.
La passion. L'exclusivité dans chaque détail. Le goût des dépassements des soi, du challenge. L'attrait pour la compétition, dans ce qu'elle a de plus noble. L'esprit d'équipe pour atteindre un objectif commun. Autant de valeurs que Engelfögers partage avec l'univers du polo. Et autant de valeurs que nos conseillers Engelfögers défendent chaque jour sur leur terrain d'expertise. Être à votre écoute, vous accompagner et vous satisfaire, c'est notre challenge en chaque instant.
So here we are in sudden death overtime. Picked up here now by Los Dragones Bleu. Can they complete the most improbable of comebacks and take victory here in this game of a day for Sean? It takes on that ESO game. With the chance, Corte Medana. Oh, he hits a backhand. He hits the backhand. He was just running out of room there, and he looked to give it back to Chavan, but instead he's left it now for Guineazou. Fernandez Llorente. They were so dominant in the second, third, and first half of the fourth chakra, and then Los Dragones Bleu. They just seemed to change a couple of tactics, but they're now up against it with Facundo Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente, look how smooth he just runs through the waiting defense there. Facundo Fernandez Llorente, he gets round, he's got the near side, he's hooked up the play right at the end. They needed to get him and he did. The backhand played by Chavan. Who turns first? It's going to be Sarkman in front of Guineazou. Got to be careful not to give away the foul, and the umpires do just spot him coming over there. Ooh, what a run that was by Fernandez Llorente. Scintillating way in which he just runs away. As we have a look at that foul there, Sarkman just coming across in front of Tito Ruiz Guineazou. So it's going to be a spot tip. They're about 90 yards or so away from the goal they are attacking. So spot hit, La Magdeleine. Big thank you again to all of those who have joined us watching this game, as it's here now with Tito Ruiz Guineazou. Guineazou goes to the right hand side. Tito Ruiz Guineazou looking to win it here for his side with the tap towards the goal. The umpires have a look. Tito Ruiz Guineazou puts it through the goalpost. I think a whistle may have been blown. It looked like there could well have been a sandwich here. You see Tito Ruiz Guineazou, Garesse pushing, it looked like there, the defender Corte Medana into his teammate. So the umpires, they're just going to have a chat, but they do give that one against La Magdeleine. Ooh, somehow they survive that time round. So here we go again. Here now is Corte Medana. Sends it long down the ground, looking to see if he can find Kennedy on the run. Kennedy taking on Guineazou. Guineazou coming back, picked up here by Elena Venot. Venot beaten to it. Coming back into a big hello to Rapai Ahmed and Nazir Ali on our Facebook stream, watching live with us, giving their thoughts on the game as it's brought out here now. Oh, and it's stolen away, and it's here now, and there's going to be a chance for Kennedy. Hooked up the play by Fernandez Llorente. Backhand played as it spins round on the turn, and suddenly Los Dragones Bleu. They've just got to take their time. They've got to stay composed. It's here now with Corte Medana looking to take on Venot. Venot just forces him out wide for right-hand side. Big under the neck shot played, but it hasn't quite got the accuracy. Both sides exchanging early blows here. But it has gone wide to the right-hand side. And it comes back in here with Guineazou. Guineazou sends it out left, looking to get Fernandez Llorente on the run straight away. Guineazou thought he'd got that winning goal not long ago, but the umpires stopped them just before he put it away. So it's here now with Fernandez Llorente. Can they get themselves back? They were so close to victory. That got snapped away from them in regular time. Now in overtime, who is going to get the big goal, number 7? You can see both sides very cautious in their attempts not to give away fouls in these kind of areas. Guineazou fighting hard there with Corte Medana, but Corte Medana sends it down the ground looking for Kennedy. It's Kennedy who got those 2 goals that sent this game into overtime. This time Fernandez Llorente was quick to him as the ball gets brought back round, as it's here now with Tito Ruiz Guineazou. Guineazou to the left hand side of Sarkman. Good effort there by Sarkman, but still here with Tito Ruiz Guineazou. The hook there played by Kennedy. Oh, Kennedy just scoops back round, and you wonder, could this be the penalty they didn't want to give away? Just have a look at this again. Kennedy comes round. He thought he was on the side. I don't think Alex Sarkman, his teammate, agreed with him, but it was clear there that it was Facundo Fernandez Llorente tapping that ball down the line, and this isn't how you want to see a game ending. It's going to be a penalty to 30-yard shot. quite believe there that he tried to come round as he did, but it's going to be a 30-yard penalty. Sure what Tito Ruiz Guiñazú and Facundo Fernandez Llorente asking the umpires there. So, penalty free, 40-yard shot. This for the victory. 6-3 they led, 2.5 minutes in this game remaining. And they're going to have a chance from the 40-yard spot to end this contest. Tito Ruiz Guiñazú, he missed a penalty early on in this game, but since then has been good from this position. Coming round to take. 7-goal player Tito Ruiz Guiñazú to win this game. Guiñazú with the penalty, and it's a perfect strike by Tito Ruiz Guiñazú, and it's never how you like to see an overtime game won with a penalty, but you got to say, on the balance of things, La Magdeleine, right up until the last chucker, they were well out in front, and that is a great penalty by Tito Ruiz Guiñazú to win the game for his side. Alexandre Gresse, Elena Venot, a great performance by the lady player Elena Venot. Number 3, Facundo Fernandez Llorente and Tito Ruiz Guiñazú. They ran out the winners, La Magdeleine, 7-6 in overtime. Credit to Los Dragones Bleu. They never gave up. They were 3 down with 2.5 minutes to go. A flurry of late goals took us into overtime. But 7-6, as you can see there on the scoreboard. A great 5th chucker, nearly got them back in it. 4 unanswered goals in that 5th chucker. But La Magdeleine, they joined the winners from our opening couple of days. We saw Esso Talendrakis Emlaw win yesterday. We saw a win earlier in the day for Brittany Polo Club. And you're beginning to see the big names winning in their opening games as La Magdeleine, they take the victory. There is another game to follow. We're not streaming that one here on Polo Line TV, but please do check us out, like I say, on the app, Polo Line TV, and on the website as well, for what happens in Shanti in that final game of the day. So the players going off, La Magdeleine. 7-6. Tito Ruiz Guiñazú. Just heard as well, Tito Ruiz Guiñazú, the number 4, the scorer of that winning penalty as well. MVP of the game. He was so good at the back. Between him and Facundo Fernandez Llorente, they really are going to be a force to be reckoned with as this tournament progresses. And Alexandre Guerres, we've seen how good this La Magdeleine organization is, coached by Pepe Hege. Featured Pablo McDonough for much of their 2 seasons in England so far. And they really are going to be amongst the teams as this tournament progresses in the knockout rounds. Elena Venot as well, a fantastic performance by her. 1 goal and looking every bit that, if not more, in this game for her side. Facundo Fernandez Llorente started the game on fire. Some great field goals by him. As we have a look at the story of the game, all 3 of those field goals for La Magdeleine. 2 by Facundo Fernandez Llorente, a great one as well by Elena Venot. 4 field goals by Los Dragones Bleu, especially those 2 late ones by Nacho Kennedy, who forced it into overtime. But you just see on those stats how close the game was. 1 out of 5 penalties by Los Dragones Bleu, including a couple of close ones missed. There was a close one missed as well by Tito Ruiz Guiñazú, but he scored when it mattered, and it was from the 40-yard mark that they got the 7th goal, the winning goal in this game. La Magdeleine, winners of this game, 7-6, and they will be back looking to secure progress in the coming days in their games. We've had a great day here on Polo Line TV covering these first 2 opening games of the day. We saw Brittany Polo Club led by Diego Cavana, Beno Akisa, and a great performance by Santos Riate, the MVP, and of course Jean-Francois Decaux. They won the opening game, and then La Magdeleine, they get the second. From all of us here at Polo Line TV today, a big thank you, and we look forward to seeing you back. 3 games live for you tomorrow. We start midday local time in France, and we look forward to seeing you then.